Hello. So, we're going to talk about a little something today, but I want to see first if you can tell what's missing. There's something that's off. It's my brows. I have nothing on my brows right now. So, look at how my makeup looks with my brows not done, just so you can take a better look. Doesn't look bad, but it looks incomplete. This is going to be a quick brow tutorial, and I am going to do each brow differently just because I love you and I want you to see the difference that each brow style can make to the entire face. The first brow I'm going to do is going to be my left brow, and it's going to be like a quick fluffy brow that I do pretty much on a regular basis. The first thing I'm going to do is go in with a brow pomade. The one I'm using is P. Louise Take a Brow Balm. I'm going to spray my spoolie. I'm going to pick up some product, put it on the spoolie, and I'm going to go in and start sculpting my brow. So I'm going in an upward motion. So this is going to give me like that brow lamination type of look. I'm actually due to relaminate my brows shortly. And I like my brows pretty fluffy. So I make sure to really brush them up. As you can see, brush them and smooth them over to the side here towards the tail. And then just fluff them down over here. So already, look at this side and look at this side. I look so lifted here. Crazy. Already. Okay, so usually I'm in a rush, so I just take my little thin brush. This is a 266 from MAC. It's an angled brush, and I'm gonna go in with a shadow. This one's charcoal brown from MAC, and I'm just gonna go underneath the brow and push the powder up into my brow. And it's super subtle. It's just to fill in any of that like sparseness, but I'm more focused on creating a nice crisp line underneath the brow. Also, quick tip, this works a lot better if your brows are clean, you just got them waxed. It looks even better. And in the front of the brow, I always use the least amount of product just because I want it to have that nice gradient effect. And I'm out the door. I'm done. Wait, hold on. Okay, now I'm done. My brow is lifted, it's fluffy, it's full, and it's just enough for this type of look and for my everyday. Here's a closer look. So good. So now for the right brow. So for this brow, I want to do a bit more of a dramatic brow, more of the like kind of 2000s type of brow where it's a little bit more sculpted, and I'm going to show you the difference that makes. First thing I'm going to do is brush my brow all the way through. I always recommend doing this just because it will show you where you need to fill in the spaces, or it'll give you a better idea of how you want to fill in your brow instead of when all of the hairs are pressed down like this. Then I mean, it's preference, but if you want a fluffier brow, you want to brush your brow hairs upwards. And since I personally like more of a fluffy brow, I brush my brow hairs upwards, and I'm going to follow this shape. Since this is going to be an advanced brow, we're going to use some advanced brow techniques. I'm going in with my Dip Brow from Anastasia Beverly Hills in medium brown, and I'm going to add a little bit of Inglot Duraline to give it more of a like watery consistency. It's going to look great, trust me. So I'm going to scoop out a little bit, literally a little bit, about, I don't know if you can see it, about that much. I'm going to close the pomade lid and put what I picked up on the lid here, and then as you can see, that's what I use to mix my. Now I'm going to go in with this Duraline. So what this does is it makes anything that you put Duraline in makes it waterproof. So I'm going to put the tiniest little drop there. If you ever worry about your brows coming off, this is going to help to make sure they don't. So now I'm just going to mix it and just keep mixing it until it's the consistency that I need it to be. A little bit goes a long way, so make sure you mix well. So now I'm going to go in with my brush and I'm going to start shaping my brows. I like to start from underneath, and I'm doing really short hair stroke like movements throughout my brow. And it's gonna look a little crazy, and give yourself some time to get used to this because the consistency alone, it's not as thick when you add the Duraline. So it's gonna take a little getting used to, but I absolutely love the finish and the fact that it's waterproof and that it really gives me a super sculpted brow. Look at how it's turning out so far. So we're gonna keep building and building, keep filling in any sparseness. With this particular technique, you really get to shape your brow the way that you want. And if it looks a little messy, don't worry, because we're gonna go over it with concealer and we're gonna really make sure it's nice and crisp. Again, in the front, I like to use less pressure and do more of an upward motion to create that ombre effect. And that's it, we're done. No, I'm just kidding. JK. Wild, right? Okay, now we're gonna go in with concealer. I'm taking my NARS concealer that's closest to my shade. This one is medium 3 Praline. I'm gonna go in with a concealer brush. And if you hear any chewing, those are my babies. They're having their dinner right now. Okay, so we're gonna go in with this concealer brush and we are going to clean up the brows. So I'm gonna go underneath my brows and I'm going to start sculpting. And I'm going to give it the shape that I want, which is going to be a lot different than what it was looking like. Okay, now for the top part. It is so satisfying to clean up the brows. And I don't want my tail as long, so that's why I took that off. And you're gonna wanna brush up and blend out your concealer just so everything blends together. You can just go and buff out any areas where you don't want the concealer to be so pronounced. And this is the final look. What do you think? Such a difference, right? Look at this brow. And then this brow. It's subtle, but the difference is there. So quick, easy, a little bit more work, more sculpted, more defined, more intense. If you want to wake up like this and you don't want to go through the hassle of using products or a lot of products, then I would say get a brow lamination and either use a pencil or maybe a shadow to achieve this kind of brow. If you want this brow, I would recommend a brow tint. I hope that this was helpful to you, and I'd love to hear which side is your favorite. Let me know, and don't forget to book that brow appointment. I'll see you in the next one.